Well, this story is going to tick you off. I'm irate. So, two Alabama jailers have both admitted to letting an Alabama inmate freeze to death while he was naked in a filthy jail cell without any running water or toilet or bed, nothing, for 2 weeks. According to court documents that were filed this week on Monday, Heather Craig and Bailey Gainey have both agreed to admit the roles that they played in the death of 33-year-old Anthony Mitchell. Reportedly, Heather pleaded guilty to deprivation of rights under color of law, and Bailey pleaded guilty to conspiracy against rights. So the events that led to Anthony's death started on January 12th of last year, 2023. That was the day he was arrested for shooting at deputies when they came to his home regarding a mental health wellness check. He was taken to Walker County Jail and he was held in a cell called BK5. He didn't have a sink, a toilet, any access to running water, or anything to be used as a bed. It was said that inmates who are housed in that jail that jail cell BK5, they depend on officers and jailers to escort them to the shower or toilet, and they depend on them to bring them water. It was said that during the winter months, that cell is known for being extremely cold, and those temperatures on the bare cement floor were even colder. According to a plea agreement, it was said that Bailey thought that Anthony should have been taken to a hospital or a mental health facility since he reportedly had trouble standing. He couldn't even walk from the cop car to the jail. This was right after he was arrested. It was also said he was disoriented, non-combative, and he also could not follow the instructions that he was given, even if they were simple instructions. All of these things were obvious to the officers who had a part in escorting Anthony to the jail or to his jail cell. It was said, though, that nonetheless, Bailey and his co-conspirators expressed severe hostility towards Anthony and showed indifference to his well-being. Reportedly, on the night that he was booked into jail, they made comments regarding Anthony, saying that he should have been shot and killed, not brought to a jail, and that was since he shot at deputies. It was further said that Anthony showed frequent and severe mental health symptoms, like talking about demons and portals, and he was often naked and covered in feces, and he was lying on that bare cement floor in the jail cell, which was said to be littered with garbage, and he didn't even have a simple blanket or mat. All of this was for the entire time he was in jail, so that was for 2 weeks. It was said that in this cell, temperatures are colder than other parts of the jail, partly because it had an exterior wall, and that the temperature in Walker County had lowered to 20 degrees during that time. Now, at this time, Bailey had been working at the jail for about 2 years. Remember, he's the jailer. And it was said he recognized that the conditions for Anthony were cruel and without justification. Even though Anthony was getting worse and worse over those 2 weeks, other jailers said that he had been too combative to receive medical care. Therefore, they prevented him from seeking mental health treatment or medical treatment in order for him to be checked out to see what was going on with him. It was said that Bailey did not make any type of effort to get any care for Anthony whatsoever. Now, Heather, that I mentioned earlier, the other jailer, also reportedly noticed that Anthony did need medical attention, but she didn't speak out because she didn't want to be labeled as a snitch. Reportedly, on the night before he died, Bailey found Anthony lying on the floor, and he was extremely unresponsive, and he was only able to raise his hands briefly and mutter incoherently. He was not able to respond when Bailey would tell him to get up, yet guess what? Nothing was done. So it was said in response to this, the fact that he wouldn't get up when Bailey told him to, Bailey became frustrated at Anthony, and he just dismissed his needs and took no steps whatsoever to help him. And then hours later, on the morning of January 26th, he was finally taken to a hospital where he died from hypothermia and sepsis. Reportedly, his core body temperature was 72 degrees. Unbelievable. A former correctional officer named Joshua Jones has also pleaded guilty in this case. An attorney told a local news outlet that Anthony's family was surprised to see that Joshua admitted to guilt in his plea agreement by saying, "Collectively, we killed him. We did it." Those were his words. Now, a fourth correctional officer named Karen Kelly also agreed to plead guilty for a minor role in Anthony's death. This is unbelievable. Did they ever stop and think to themselves that maybe he was acting this way and acting mental because he was having mental problems? Often when you act certain ways, you literally cannot help it because you're having a mental episode. I hope they're punished to the fullest and jailed for a while, because ultimately, yes, they did kill him by not helping him and letting him suffer. For more true crime content, don't forget to hit the follow button and to check out my website at www.truecrimewithmegan.com.